espresso for our espresso analysis. I'm Dave.
And I'm Rob.
And we're here to taste espresso for you. All right here we got the Beekeeper from Elixr, their standard espresso. They've been around Philly for a long time. We've got Las Peraltas from Colombia. That's at Cogito Coffee here in Philadelphia. And we have Jiggy Coffee, La Muralla from Colombia, which is roasted at Small Plains in DC. What you got, Rob? What you think?
Yeah, so I mean, these are all awesome local coffee shops. All the coffees here were really nice, tasty. Beekeeper was definitely like very much a classic espresso, but on the verge of being third wave. You know, it was a little sweeter, it's a little more complex.
But no smoke.
No smoke,
no bitterness. Roastiness, yeah.
I really thought it had a nice citrus aspect to it, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Cogito's was actually quite nice as well. Again, it's like sweet, nice body, nice acidity. And then the Jiggy coffee, that one for me was a little abrasive, like too acidic in my opinion. And then it was like super sweet, but then it washed off into like this bitter, what I felt was black pepper. You called it like bell pepper.
Like a yellow bell pepper.
Yellow bell pepper.
I hate green bell peppers, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So your point on the Cogito Small Plains,
Jiggy small plains.
Excuse me, the Jiggy. This is Jiggy. This is Cogito. Sorry. We went to the cafes. They gave us some. They sold us some espresso so that we could taste it. That was very nice of them, as beans, so we can make it ourselves. The Jiggy Small Plains, I would say, if you like traditional espresso and you are annoyed by the acidity that comes through a lot of the modern espressos, this would not be for you.
Sure.
But if you are sick of like burnt coffee and you're bored of chocolate and caramel, go here. This is kind of moving up to that higher pitch, I almost think, in the mouth.
What I was getting from this one, it's like if you were going to make a coffee-based margarita, this would be pretty freaking good.
Interesting.
That acidity, that lemon lime,
the lemon
aspect
lime
to it. All I needed was like rim of salt. Rim of salt tequila.
Yeah. But
it would go well with like a nice mezcal.
Smoky though. So
yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like it lacks the smoke, so you throw. Dude,
possibly. Or if you're gonna like that, actually, it could go with a lot of things in general.
Sure.
We'll kind of leave it at that. If you're looking if you're kind of bored with the more like classic stuff and you want to push, this is pushing. It might take you a little more time to try to dial it in properly. You might have to, I feel like coffees like this, you have to pull a little bit longer to sort of even them out because they have so much acidity that to find that balance, or maybe not a little bit longer. There might be different ways to do it, but it's tough to find that balance on these. But once you do, it can be really beautiful and really interesting to hang out with. Not necessarily as like classic chocolates. The Beekeeper does a better job. The notes for the Beekeeper on their site say the caramel, chocolate, and honey, which I've kind of been around Beekeeper for a while, actually since they started. Since they first opened at a different location. I went to that back in the day, like probably 12 years ago, 13 years ago, maybe 14. And it's changed over time. Well, they were serving a different coffee at the time. One out of Kansas City to begin with. They started roasting their own. This is a nice like classic coffee, but still not falling back into first wave, second wave.
Right.
There's no smokiness. It's not super dark chocolate. I got there's no berries. But there's that lemon. There's a lemon that comes through, but it's a sweet lemon. It's not a piercing lemon. I got like a 70% dark chocolate on it is what I wrote down for that, which is cool.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong one, not that one. I wrote that for someone else.
There's definitely that roastiness that you get with a lot of darker roast espressos, and yet that's the only aspect of it to me that was actually like dark, and the rest of it was the lemon. This to me like clementine, orangey, like lightly acidic, smooth, not super heavy, not bitter. So that's definitely like a solid. I'd say that's a middle ground. You know, if you want to try to start venturing out of old school.
But only baby steps?
Baby step. This is that baby step.
Good baby step.
Sure.
I could give this to like my family and not pull it perfectly, and they'd probably be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. That's nice. It's got a little extra edge to it, a little interesting." Whereas if I gave them this, they would probably just go, make that face like that's not what coffee is, kind of thing. But for me, I'm like, yeah, that's nice. It's a good to have those variations in there of that like kind of grapefruity thing. So and then we have our Las Peraltas from Cogito. Yeah, this is the one I said. This is apricot. I put apricot in a lot of the third wave ones. I need to figure out how to fix that a little bit. Dried apricot, but in the 70% dry. This is a nice like chocolatey.
Yeah,
I think you said peach.
I mean, for me, it was like peach on the nose, but then on the tongue, it was almost like this, not necessarily apple flavored, but an apple acidity, malic acid, essentially. And that body and the sweetness really lent itself to this spiced, whether it's cinnamon or it's some sort of spice.
And I was saying pear.
Pear,
Yeah.
which where you
pear kind of blends a lot of that together. That
because
fuzzy,
we're so used
minerally
to
a little bit.
we're so used to eating some sort of pastry where it's like cinnamon and pear together.
Yeah,
and that's where it's like could be pear, could be cinnamon. It's definitely fuzzy.
The malic acid you're talking about. Well, that's acidic. It's more acidic than my notes seem to show.
Yeah, it's cooled down. And it's getting
cooled down.
There's more of that mineral.
But that mineral's still there, which is like a minerally pear. So you can have that sweetness, but it's almost like a pear that's like paired with like some grapefruit or something.
I mean, at this point, it's like
cooling down.
At this point, it tastes like you had a bed of rocks and there's a pear on top.
No, but there's that acidity's there. It's not a pear acidity.
Not pear acidity. No, that's like apple, pear sweetness.
It's got to be a sour. It's got to be like a green apple almost though. But it's not a green apple. It's like maybe a seriously acidic red apple.
Yeah, there are technically tons of different apples, and I've tasted quite a few. So it's one of those. You just got to go out and taste stuff.
I'm saying grapefruit. I wrote down for this one. I wrote down dried apricot.
Yeah.
Maybe not. That acidity is interesting. We apologize. I apologize for not being better at my acidities on this. I'm going to work on this. We're going to taste a bunch of apples. We're going to taste a bunch of berries and pears.
Yeah, you know what else this kind of smells like? You ever get that one sauce at Indian restaurants? They have like this plum. It's like a plum sauce that they have that's sort of bitter and sort of spicy.
What are you smelling right now? Do you even know which coffee you're smelling right now?
Yeah, it's not this Cogito. It is. It almost looks like A1 steak sauce.
No, because we did this one last. This is from that one.
No, it's not. It's from that one.
You just poured yourself one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting a little A1. And what is A1 steak sauce but like plum? So maybe it's plum and not apricot. 100%.
Anyway. Yeah, these are good coffees. If you're looking to take that baby step, go for that Beekeeper. And they Elixr has a nice range. They've won a lot of awards. I think they've come really close to winning the U.S. Roasters Cup.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I know they've tried a few times. They know what they're doing there. It's a good cafe. These other guys are a little newer, but yeah, I kind of dig both of them. This one's got a lot more acidity. This one's a little more confusing. It's pretty complex, I would say.
It's very complex. No, it is.
We're kind of like arguing.
Pull a few more shots.
Yeah, but if you want to find some pear, it does it well. We tasted a coffee, I think it was the Green Street, that was like straight mineral. It was like wildly minerally. And this maybe with oysters, maybe a little bit of oyster.
There you go, yeah. Yeah, a little bit of oyster time.
Yeah.
But thank you so much to all the people at the cafes who helped me out and sold me some coffee. And
some coffee. Yeah.
Us. Me. No, us, of course. And that by us, I mean Dave. And I'm
Rob. And we're Just Espresso, where we taste espresso for you. Cheers.